she was the villain. She was the third person in the marriage. She needed to rehabilitate her image.
In an unprecedented act of royal transparency, King Charles III has stunned the world with revelations about his relationship with Queen Camilla that rewrite decades of carefully managed royal narrative. At 76, marking 3 years on the throne and facing health challenges that have prompted deep reflection, the monarch has chosen to speak with extraordinary candor about the most scrutinized romance in modern royal history. This remarkable disclosure comes as the king contemplates his legacy and the historical record he will leave behind. Let us explore the profound implications of this royal confession that has captivated global attention. The significance of this moment cannot be overstated. For half a century, the relationship between Charles and Camilla has been dissected, criticized, reluctantly accepted, and finally normalized through careful image management and the passage of time. The official narrative, of friendship that briefly crossed boundaries but was ultimately set aside for years before being respectably rekindled after 2 failed marriages, has become the accepted history. Until now, that is. Why now? Why at 76? Royal insiders suggest the king's recent health concerns have prompted an existential reckoning. His Majesty has become increasingly reflective about how history will remember him, reveals one palace source. There's a growing desire to set certain records straight while he still can. This impulse for historical accuracy apparently outweighed the traditional royal preference for dignified silence, resulting in revelations that many close to the palace never expected to hear in his lifetime. The king's disclosures center on the true timeline and nature of his relationship with Camilla, a relationship far more enduring and central to his life than the public has ever been told. According to those familiar with his account, Charles and Camilla never truly separated during his marriage to Diana, maintaining emotional intimacy even during periods of physical separation. "There was never a time when she wasn't the central relationship in my life," the king reportedly acknowledged. The notion that we completely parted ways before reconnecting decades later simply isn't accurate. This extraordinary admission reshapes our understanding of the royal narrative throughout the 1980s and 1990s. The much publicized efforts to save the Wales marriage, Diana's famous reference to 3 people in this marriage, the carefully stage-managed rehabilitation of Camilla's public image, all take on new dimensions when viewed through the prism of this confession. For William and Catherine, the Prince and Princess of Wales, these revelations create complex new territory to navigate. William has spent decades constructing a careful relationship with Camilla while honoring his mother's memory. Sources close to the heir indicate he was made aware of his father's intentions before the public disclosure, though his private response remains closely guarded. William understands his father's desire for historical accuracy, suggests one royal observer, but the personal implications are inevitably challenging. Prince Harry's position appears more complicated still. His memoir contained criticism of Camilla's role in the family drama, suggesting a less reconciled perspective than the palace has portrayed. The king's confession potentially validates some of Harry's narrative, while challenging other aspects. Royal watchers note that this moment could either widen the rift between father and younger son, or possibly create space for a more authentic relationship based on shared recognition of difficult truths. For Camilla herself, this revelation represents both vindication and vulnerability. Her journey from vilified other woman to respected queen has been extraordinary by any measure. The king's confession acknowledges her central place in his life, while potentially reigniting criticism of their choices during the Diana years. Those close to the queen suggest she supported Charles's decision to speak more openly, believing that historical accuracy ultimately serves their legacy better than comfortable myths. The palace's approach to managing this disclosure has been carefully calibrated. Rather than a formal announcement or interview, the information emerged through authorized conversations with trusted royal correspondents, allowing the palace to shape the narrative while maintaining some royal distance from the revelations. This strategy reflects the monarchy's centuries-old talent for controlled adaptation to changing circumstances. Public reaction has been predictably divided. For many who lived through the War of the Waleses in real time, this confirmation of what they long suspected feels like vindication after years of being told they misunderstood the situation. For others, particularly those who revere Diana's memory, the king's candor has reopened painful wounds. Social media has exploded with competing hashtags as the public once again takes sides in a royal drama that has spanned generations. What makes the king's disclosure particularly significant is its deviation from the Windsor playbook of strategic silence on personal matters. Elizabeth II's remarkable 70-year reign was defined by her disciplined refusal to comment on private affairs. Charles's more transparent approach signals a potentially different relationship with history and the public, one that acknowledges human complexity, even within constitutional monarchy. The timing, in the third year of his reign, suggests a king increasingly comfortable with his role and legacy. After the long apprenticeship as Prince of Wales, Charles appears to have gained the confidence to shape his own narrative, rather than allowing others to define it for him. There's a sense that the king has decided that authenticity, however complicated, serves the monarchy better in the long run than carefully constructed fiction, notes one royal historian. For the monarchy as an institution, this moment represents both risk and opportunity. The traditional approach has prioritized mystique and dignity over transparency. Charles's more candid style could either humanize the institution for modern sensibilities or diminish the special aura that separates monarchy from mere celebrity. Constitutional experts suggest this represents the most significant shift in royal communication strategy since the televising of the coronation in 1953. The legal implications are minimal, but the historical significance is profound. Future biographers, historians, and cultural analysts will need to reassess decades of royal reporting in light of these revelations. Books will be rewritten, documentaries updated, and the entire timeline of modern royal history reconsidered. This is perhaps the most significant royal reframing in living memory, says one academic specialist in monarchy studies. For the generation that grew up with Charles and Diana as the fairy tale couple of the 1980s, this confession requires a complex emotional adjustment. The realization that the narrative was even more complicated than previously acknowledged challenges, long-held assumptions, and emotional investments. Cultural commentators note that our collective response to this revelation says as much about our need for simplified narratives as it does about the royals themselves. What does this mean for the future of the monarchy? The institution has always balanced tradition with necessary evolution. Charles's more transparent approach potentially signals a monarchy more willing to acknowledge human complexity, rather than relying on fairy tale narratives that inevitably crack under scrutiny. This may better position the institution for longevity in an age of unprecedented access to information. As the dust settles on this extraordinary confession, attention inevitably turns to what other aspects of royal history might be re-examined during this reign. Will there be further revelations about other chapters of Windsor history? Has Charles opened a door that future monarchs will feel compelled to walk through? The precedent set here may influence royal communication for generations to come. The most poignant aspect of the king's disclosure is the picture it paints of a man who has lived much of his life caught between personal desire and public duty. Though born to immense privilege, Charles has navigated constraints that few would envy. His confession reveals someone who has spent decades balancing competing loyalties to the woman he loved, to his position, to his children, and to an institution bigger than any individual. For Camilla, the confession underscores the extraordinary resilience she has demonstrated throughout decades of public criticism. To have maintained a central role in Charles's life through years when she was cast as a national villain speaks to remarkable strength of character. Her journey from secret companion to queen represents one of the most remarkable image rehabilitations in modern public life. The relationship between Charles and Camilla now enters its next chapter, stripped of the comfortable fictions that have shaped its public presentation for decades. There is vulnerability in this new transparency, but also the potential for a more authentic connection with the public. The king appears to have concluded that he would rather be remembered for complicated truths than comfortable myths, notes one royal commentator. As this extraordinary disclosure continues to reverberate through public consciousness, one truth remains self-evident. The story of Charles and Camilla continues to fascinate global audiences, not just because it involves crowns and palaces, but because it speaks to universal themes of love, commitment, societal expectations, and the complex choices we all make in balancing personal happiness with responsibility to others. For Charles, now standing in his truth at 76, the The confession appears to represent a kind of liberation, the freedom that comes from no longer maintaining narratives that don't align with lived experience. For the monarchy, it represents another moment of adaptation in an institution that has survived precisely because of its capacity to evolve while maintaining core traditions. This royal revelation reminds us that behind the pageantry and protocol, the Windsor story is ultimately a human one, filled with the same complexities, compromises, joys, and sorrows that mark all our lives, albeit played out on an incomparably public stage. The King's Confession humanizes an institution often criticized for its remoteness, offering a glimpse of the person behind the crown. In royal history, this will likely be remembered as the moment when Charles III definitively established the distinctive character of his reign, one marked by greater transparency, willingness to acknowledge complexity, and recognition that modern monarchy cannot rely on the unquestioning deference of previous eras. By choosing truth over mythology, however uncomfortable, Charles may have strengthened the monarchy's prospects in an age where authenticity is increasingly valued over perfection. Whatever comes next, this extraordinary confession ensures that when history judges the relationship between Charles and Camilla, it will do so with a more complete understanding of its enduring significance to both participants. After decades of speculation, judgment, and carefully managed narrative, the king has finally claimed authorship of his own story. For better or worse, Charles III will be remembered as the monarch who chose transparency over tradition when it came to matters of the heart. And in doing so, he may have written the first chapter in a new relationship between the British monarchy and the public it serves, one based on human reality rather than royal fairy tales, Breaking news. Princess Catherine dropping royal truth bombs that nobody saw coming. The royal family is in complete chaos. The monarchy civil war is erupting before our very eyes. She spoke. No sugarcoating, no diplomatic phrasing, not even a hint of that famous royal restraint. Kate Middleton has finally revealed why everyone in Britain seems to hate Queen Camilla, and her words are sending shockwaves through Buckingham Palace. Why is this confession causing such chaos? Because these bitter truths come from the most tight-lipped, protocol-following royal of them all. Oh, and royal insiders are now involved, reportedly scrambling to contain this PR nightmare that could turn the monarchy upside down just months into King Charles's reign. So what exactly did Kate say about her stepmother-in-law that has the internet losing its collective mind? Why is she suddenly breaking ranks and speaking out after years of perfect royal behavior? Stick around. The royal tea is scalding hot. But first, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss a single update in this unprecedented royal family meltdown. Did you just subscribe? Perfect timing. Let's dive into this royal bombshell. It all went down at what should have been a routine charity appearance. Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, was visiting a children's hospital in London, the kind of engagement she's done hundreds of times without incident. But this time, something was different. After the official photos and the polite conversations, Kate was caught on a hot mic speaking to one of the hospital trustees. Yeah, she really had no idea she was being recorded. Just raw, unfiltered royal frustration. In the recording, which has now been viewed over 20 million times online, Kate can be heard saying, "The public sees exactly what we see behind closed doors." Camilla has never tried to fit in with the family. It's always been about her position, her title, but that was just the beginning. Kate continued, "William and I have tried for years to make it work, but she undermines us at every turn. The stories in the press about me, about my children, they're coming from somewhere, and it's not hard to figure out where." When the trustee apparently asked about King Charles's role in all this, Kate's response was even more shocking. "He's blinded by his feelings for her. Always has been. The rest of us just have to navigate around her and minimize the damage she does to the institution." But the most explosive comment came at the end. "Diana warned everyone years ago and no one listened. Now we're all paying the price for that mistake. The public has always seen through her, even when the family couldn't." Diana warned everyone? Those words instantly connected with millions of people who've never forgotten the People's Princess, or how Camilla was characterized in that famous Panorama interview. Royal commentators didn't mince words. Their analysis points to decades of simmering resentment, deep institutional dysfunction, and confirmation of what the public has suspected all along. Translation: Kate just verified that Camilla is exactly who Diana said she was all those years ago. And as if that wasn't explosive enough, body language experts started analyzing years of footage showing Kate and Camilla at the same events. You heard that right. According to these experts, The signs of tension were hiding in plain sight for years. The stiff smiles, the distance maintained at public events, the subtle ways Kate would position herself away from Camilla in official photos. Remember how Kate was absent from several events where Camilla played a central role earlier this year? Yeah, explanations about scheduling conflicts don't sound so convincing anymore. And guess what? As soon as that audio leaked, Kate vanished from public view. No one saw this coming. One day she's at a hospital visit, and the next, gone. No scheduled appearances, no statements, not even a carefully worded clarification through royal channels. According to sources close to the Wales family, Kate has retreated to her parents' home in Bucklebury with her children. And this wasn't some planned family visit. Insiders say King Charles is incandescent with rage and ordered an immediate investigation into how the recording leaked, while Queen Camilla is reportedly devastated and humiliated by the public confirmation of her unpopularity, the hot mic recording, the immediate royal retreat, the lack of denial from any official channels. It was all too perfect. So what's really happening? Some say William is standing firmly by Kate's side, creating the biggest royal division since Harry and Meghan's departure. Others say emergency family meetings have been called to prevent complete collapse of the monarchy's public image. What's clear? This candid moment has stripped away decades of carefully constructed royal facades. And social media? Oh, it's completely imploding. As the recording spread, hashtags started trending worldwide. Kate spills the truth. Josh Camilla exposed. Diana was right. One viral tweet with over 3 million likes read, "Kate Middleton did more for Diana's legacy in 60 seconds than the royal family has done in 25 years. Another said, "The People's Princess defending the memory of the People's Princess." Poetry. Critics are calling this the final nail in Camilla's PR rehabilitation coffin. Royal experts argue that this recording confirms what polls have shown for years, that the British public has never truly accepted Camilla in Diana's place. But others, they think this could get even worse. "This isn't just about personal dislike," said royal commentator Victoria Ashworth. Kate is essentially confirming that Camilla has actively worked against other family members, including potentially leaking damaging stories to the press. That's an extraordinary accusation from someone in her position. News outlets are reportedly in full-on frenzy mode. Sources say that every royal correspondent in Britain is working their contacts for more details, while American networks are offering massive exclusive interview deals to anyone connected to the situation. Royal protection officers are increasing security. Social media managers are in crisis mode. The royal family is in complete disarray. Some insiders claim Charles is being forced to choose between his wife and the future king and queen. But with the recording already heard by millions, that damage control might be impossible. "I want to thank Catherine for finally saying what my mother would have wanted people to know," Prince Harry reportedly told journalists who contacted him for comment. "The truth has a way of coming out, no matter how long it takes. This isn't just another royal scandal. This is the confirmation of what Diana supporters have claimed for decades. It's about truth, loyalty, and whether one woman's ambition has damaged the monarchy beyond repair." Royal experts are divided on whether Kate's apparent honesty will damage or enhance her own popularity. "There's something powerful about hearing the truth from someone who's always followed the rules," said royal author Spencer Montgomery. "Kate has built up such a reservoir of public goodwill that she might be the only person who could make these accusations and emerge even more popular." Former royal staff members have begun speaking out, claiming this confirms tensions they witnessed firsthand. "There was always a coldness there," said one former palace employee who requested anonymity. "Camilla would make these little comments about Catherine being too perfect or playing to the cameras. It was subtle, but the underlying message was clear." Diana's former private secretary, Patrick Jeffson, appeared on morning television. "I recognize in Catherine's words the same frustrations Diana expressed privately. History doesn't repeat, but it certainly rhymes." Public opinion polls conducted in the 24 hours after the leak show Kate's popularity surging to record highs, while Camilla's approval rating has plummeted to just 12%, lower than it was even during the height of the Diana scandal. "What makes this particularly devastating is that it comes from Kate," said reputation management expert Dr. Hannah Richards. "If this had come from Harry and Meghan, it would have been dismissed as more California sniping. But Kate has been the model royal, dutiful, dignified, and discreet. When she speaks, people listen." Palace staff report that King Charles has been forced to cancel several engagements as he attempts to manage this family crisis. "He's trapped between his wife and his heir," said one insider. "It's exactly the kind of scenario the monarchy has tried to avoid since the War of the Roses." Whether Buckingham Palace eventually addresses this crisis or continues its telling silence, this moment has already fundamentally changed public perception of royal dynamics. The recording can't be unheard, the accusations can't be dismissed, and now the world is watching as the fairy tale fragile image of royal unity crumbles in real time. Will Kate eventually return to royal duties or maintain her distance from Queen Camilla? Will Charles be forced to sideline his wife to protect the institution's future? And will the British public finally get the acknowledgement many have wanted for decades, that Diana was right all along? According to reputation experts, if the royal family doesn't manage this crisis effectively, the damage to the institution could be irreparable in certain segments of the population. This isn't just about personal relationships, said constitutional expert Professor Malcolm Thornbridge. The monarchy functions on public support. If the Queen Consort has lost public confidence and is creating division within the family itself, it raises serious questions about the stability of the institution. Sources close to Princess Anne claim she's attempting to mediate between the factions, with one insider reporting, Anne has always been pragmatic. She's telling everyone to put their personal feelings aside and think about the damage this does to an already fragile monarchy. Palace insiders report that Prince William is facing the most difficult position of all. He's caught between loyalty to his wife, respect for his father, and duty to the institution he'll one day lead. It's an impossible triangle. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and don't miss what happens next in this unfolding royal drama, because this isn't just tabloid gossip. This is potentially redefining the British monarchy for generations to come.
Prince Harry's revealing interview on 60 Minutes about his upcoming book, Spare. Harry spoke with Anderson Cooper about the emotional trauma following his mother's death and accused Camilla.
Freedom of speech only matters when people you don't like say things you don't like. Otherwise, it has no meaning. Today, Prince Harry now asking a federal judge, "It is getting spicy now, Steve." Yeah, Carl, spicy to say the least, with Harry ramping up this lawsuit. I go home to my life and take care of my corgis and do all the stuff I'm supposed to. I don't know what else to say, but it is, and I'm just looking at this video and it's so bizarre. She's gone. No goodbye, no apology, not even a closing statement from Buckingham Palace. Queen Camilla has fled the country, and the timing couldn't be more suspicious. Why? Because Prince Harry just filed a jaw-dropping $120 million lawsuit against her and the MI6. Oh, and the FBI's now involved, reportedly issuing a formal warrant that could turn this royal drama into an international federal case. Just when you thought 2025 couldn't deliver more royal chaos, this bombshell drops. So what exactly did Camilla say that triggered this legal firestorm? Why is she suddenly off the radar, hopping borders like she's dodging paparazzi and prosecutors alike? And what happens next for the British monarchy? Because this isn't just about defamation anymore. This could redefine what royal figures can and cannot say on international television. Wait a second. Like, come on, man. This is too... Stick around. The plot is as thick as Camilla's legal file. But first, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss a single update in this wild real-life royal soap opera. Did you just subscribe? Awesome, let's get into it. It started like any other dramatic day on Royal Roundtable. Look, this show has allowed all kinds of people to come on. People we agree with, people we don't agree with. I've not been a fan of this man's. I don't like how he talks to us. I don't like how he talks. Camilla, sitting center stage with that trademark royal smirk, launched into one of her infamous tirades. This time, she suggested that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were plotting to seize control of the monarchy if King Charles stepped down. Yeah, she really said that on international television with zero evidence, just vibes and volume. Who is in charge? Because I've been saying it for a while. Yes, you have. I've been saying that I think Prince Harry believes he's the rightful king. I do. Well, you can call him Viceroyal. I called him Viceroyal. I called him king because I don't know what Meghan is doing. I don't remember the last time we even talked about Meghan. You're right. He's planning the monarchy when they get rid of Charles. So you think it's Harry Markle possible? Hey, you know who? Stay away from the palace staircases, because you know people put the leg out to trip you going down the stairs. But this time, she crossed a line. Prince Harry didn't laugh it off. He didn't tweet a sarcastic meme. He lawyered up and hit her with a $120 million defamation suit that accuses Camilla and Royal Roundtable of spreading intentional misinformation and endangering his reputation and safety. His legal team didn't mince words. The lawsuit points to reckless broadcasting, malicious defamation, and deliberate mischaracterization of intent. Translation: she tried to drag Harry's name through the mud, and now he's making her pay for it. Literally. And as if that wasn't explosive enough, the FBI started sniffing around. You heard that right? According to insiders close to the investigation, the FBI reportedly began probing whether Camilla's on-air comments could be interpreted as inciting unrest or suggesting potential harm toward the California-based royals. Remember when she jokingly referenced someone getting tripped down the stairs? Yeah. Jokes like that don't age well in a courtroom, especially when you say them to millions of people while implying royal conspiracy. Federal authorities are reportedly reviewing transcripts, broadcast footage, and social media blowback to determine whether Camilla's words crossed into legal territory beyond defamation, something more serious. And guess what? As soon as that news broke, Camilla vanished. I don't believe in cancel culture. I like the phrase that my friend William uses: we need council culture. You know, in the royal faith, we have a concept called majesty, and majesty means redemption. It means all of us have the power to admit when we do wrong and to commit to doing. No one saw it coming. One day she's at the table on Royal Round Table, and the next, gone. No scheduled leave, no official statement, not even a remote appearance. According to sources close to the palace, Queen Camilla abruptly left the United Kingdom just days after news of the FBI's involvement went public. And this wasn't some vacation. Insiders say she felt cornered, overwhelmed, and unprepared for the legal war she had just walked into. Harry's lawsuit, the media backlash, the FBI sniffing around. It was all too much, so she left. Some say she's in Switzerland. Others say she's gone completely off the grid at a secret royal hideaway in Scotland. What's clear? Her absence has sparked panic within Buckingham Palace and left the future of the monarchy hanging by a thread. And social media? Oh, it's on fire. As news broke of Camilla's sudden departure, hashtags started trending instantly. Cancel Camilla. Support Harry. Queen flees. One viral tweet read, "If you didn't do anything wrong, why are you running?" Another said, "You mocked Diana's memory. You suggested a coup. You joked about tripping Harry, and now you're shocked there are consequences." Critics are calling her escape an admission of guilt. Supporters of Harry argue that Camilla has finally been forced to reckon with the consequences of reckless royal commentary. But others? They think this could get even worse. It's our friend Harry. That's right, Queen Camilla gives you a big hug and a kiss. King Charles gives you a big hug. Princess Anne gives you a big hug. They all loved you, honey. Joe, I think you missed this part. Take a look. I want him to show his birth certificate. There's something on that birth certificate that he doesn't like. I'm telling you, I love you. I'm telling you, I love you too. I think that's the biggest pile of royal mess I've heard in ages. Buckingham Palace is reportedly in full-on crisis mode. Sources say that top royal advisors are considering everything from indefinite banishment to permanent removal of titles because, let's be honest, this isn't the first time Royal Round Table has been in hot water. But it might be the first time their biggest royal literally fled the country during a federal investigation. Corporate sponsors are backing away. Royal watchers are divided. The palace is scrambling. Some insiders claim the royal family's legal team is now trying to negotiate a behind-the-scenes settlement with Harry's camp to make this all go away. But with the FBI involved, that might not be possible. I'm in favor of freedom of speech, and freedom of speech only is relevant when people you don't like say things you don't like. Otherwise, it has no meaning. Free speech is meaningless unless you allow people you don't like to say things you don't like. Otherwise, it's irrelevant. And if at the point at which you lose free speech, it doesn't come back. I think the issue some people have is that a lot of people were brought back. I mean, some people were brought back who were previously banned for spreading things like QAnon conspiracies. You have people like Andrew who were brought back who were previously... You accept that misinformation can be dangerous, that it can cause real-world harms, that it can potentially cause... Yeah. So the point I'm trying to make is that the BBC itself has at times published things that are false. Do you agree that that has occurred? I'm quite sure the BBC have said things before that turn out to not be true. This isn't just another royal scandal. This is a showdown between one of the world's most controversial princes and the queen consort herself. It's about misinformation, accountability, and whether royal figures should be allowed to operate without consequences. Whether Camilla returns or not, this moment has already changed the game. She went too far, Harry pushed back, and now the justice system and the public are watching every move. Will the monarchy survive? Will the lawsuit escalate? And will Camilla be forced to return and face the heat or stay gone for good? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and don't miss what happens next in this unraveling royal circus, because this isn't just gossip. This is history in the making.
She was the villain. She was the third person in the marriage. She needed to rehabilitate her image.
The courtroom is silent. Everyone is watching, waiting. Then, something shocking happens. Queen Camilla's face turns pale. Her hands shake. Before anyone can react, she falls to the floor. Gasps fill the room. People jump up from their seats. Judges, lawyers, security. Everyone is in shock. Just moments ago, she had stood there, waiting to hear her punishment. But as soon as the judge spoke, everything changed. The words hit her like a heavy weight. Her eyes widened. Her body swayed. And then, she collapsed. Guards rushed to her side. Some people whisper, others just stare. What was said in that courtroom? What kind of sentence was so shocking that it made the queen fall? The truth behind this moment is something no one saw coming. How did Queen Camilla end up in court? The story of how Queen Camilla ended up in court is truly shocking. It left the whole nation stunned. For years there had been whispers, small rumors in the air about royal money being spent where it shouldn't. But no one ever expected it to blow up like this. It all started with leaked documents. These papers didn't just come out of nowhere. They were leaked by someone who used to work inside the palace. The documents showed that millions of pounds from the royal funds were being used for personal luxuries. Not just normal shopping or gifts, but private jets, secret holidays, and even hush money to cover up past royal scandals. One of the biggest shocks was that the money trail led straight to Queen Camilla. People had always joked about her love for the finer things. But now there was proof. Some claimed she knew about it, others said she didn't. But one thing was clear. This scandal was too big to hide. The public was furious. The cost of living was already hitting everyone hard. Families were struggling to buy groceries, pay bills, and survive. And here was the queen consort, using public funds like her own piggy bank. The anger grew every day. Protesters stood outside Buckingham Palace with signs that read, "Not with our money." The media had a field day. Every news channel, every newspaper, every social media platform was full of updates about Camilla's scandal. Every hour brought a new leak or a shocking twist. People couldn't stop watching. The British people felt betrayed, and the pressure on the royal family was at an all-time high. What made things worse was the fact that royals rarely face legal action. The last time the public saw a royal facing legal trouble was when Prince Andrew got caught up in a serious scandal. But even then, the family managed to protect him. This time, however, it was different. The evidence was too strong, and the people were too angry. There was no way out. The case had to go to court. The courtroom drama. The day of the trial felt like a movie. People gathered outside the court from early morning, holding signs and chanting. Reporters from all over the world were there, trying to get a glimpse of the queen as she walked in. Everyone wanted to see her face. Would she look scared? Would she even show up? As the clock hit 9 a.m., the doors of the courtroom opened. Cameras flashed like crazy, and there she was, Queen Camilla. She wore a black dress and dark sunglasses. Her face was pale, and her lips tight. She didn't smile. She didn't wave. She just walked straight in, ignoring the crowd. But one thing was clear. King Charles was not with her. People noticed. It spoke louder than words. The air inside the courtroom was heavy. You could feel the tension. The prosecution was ready. They laid out every piece of evidence they had. Photos, receipts, bank records, all showing how money meant for charity and public projects had been used for Camilla's personal pleasures. Private island holidays, designer clothes, secret deals, everything was out in the open now. And then came the biggest twist. statements from palace staff. People who had worked for the Queen stood in front of everyone and spoke. They talked about how they were asked to cover things up. They talked about the threats they received when they refused. One former staff member, with tears in her eyes, said, "We were told to stay silent or lose our jobs. We were scared." Camilla's defense team tried their best. They painted her as a woman who was just a victim of palace politics. They argued that she didn't know where the money was coming from. They said she simply trusted the wrong people. Her lawyer even said, Her Majesty only did what she thought was best for the crown. She never meant to harm anyone. But the damage was done. The court had heard too much. The people had seen too much. Deep down, even Camilla knew. This was not going to end well. The verdict and sentencing. After days of arguments, witness statements, and countless evidence being shown, the moment everyone had been waiting for finally arrived. The courtroom went silent as the judge prepared to deliver the verdict. Cameras zoomed in. Reporters held their breath. Even outside the court, people stood frozen, waiting. The judge began by recapping the case. He spoke about the years of misuse of funds, the lies, and the cover-ups. His voice was cold, firm, and full of disappointment. Then came the words that shook the entire nation. Her Majesty Queen Camilla is found guilty of the charges presented. Gasps echoed across the courtroom. Some cried, others clapped, and then the sentence was announced. Queen Camilla was fined millions of pounds. But that wasn't all. She was sentenced to 2 years of house arrest inside a royal estate. She was also stripped of several royal titles. From that day forward, she would no longer be known as Her Majesty in any official capacity. The camera zoomed in on Camilla's face, her eyes filled with tears. She looked lost, broken, and humiliated. And then, right there in front of everyone, Camilla collapsed. Her body went limp as she fainted. Gasps filled the courtroom. Reporters shouted. Medical staff rushed in, trying to revive her. Outside, the scene was wild. Protesters cheered. They screamed, "Justice! Finally justice!" But not everyone was happy. Loyal royal supporters stood in tears, clutching pictures of Camilla and the king. It was a moment no one would ever forget. International media jumped on the story. Headlines all over the world screamed, "Queen collapses in court after sentence." The royal family's darkest day was now playing live on every TV screen across the globe. Royal family's response. As news of Camilla's collapse spread, all eyes turned to Buckingham Palace. Everyone wanted to know, how was King Charles reacting? Hours later, a royal spokesperson read out a statement from the king. His words were full of sadness. "My wife is a victim of circumstance. She has been treated unfairly. We will stand by her." But behind the scenes, rumors told a different story. Insiders claimed King Charles was furious, not just angry, but embarrassed that the woman he loved had dragged the monarchy through the mud. Things got worse when Prince William and Prince Harry reacted. William stayed silent, avoiding reporters, but sources close to him said he was heartbroken and disappointed. Harry, on the other hand, couldn't resist. Meghan posted a cryptic message on Instagram that read, "Karma always knows where to find you." Fans went wild. Was it aimed at Camilla? Many believed it was. Inside the palace, chaos broke out. Senior royal advisors held emergency meetings. Damage control plans were made. The royal family knew they were standing on thin ice. One wrong move, and the monarchy itself could fall. In another statement, the palace promised full cooperation with the law. But the truth was, they were scared. Scared of what this meant for the future. Impact on the monarchy. The impact of the scandal was bigger than anyone could have imagined. Overnight, public support for the royal family dropped. Polls showed shocking results. More than half the country now wanted the monarchy abolished. People were tired. Tired of scandals, tired of secrets, tired of paying for royal luxuries while they struggled to live. Talks began in Parliament about cutting royal funding. Why should taxpayers' money go to a family that misused it? The anger was real, and it was growing every day. The scandal didn't just stop in the UK. Commonwealth countries like Australia and Canada started asking tough questions. Was it time to break ties with the British monarchy? Could they really stand by a royal family involved in such corruption? For Camilla, the future looked bleak. People wondered, would she ever be seen in public again? Could she survive this? Rumors spread that she might lose her queen title forever. Some even said the king was considering exile, sending Camilla away to a private estate, far from the public eye. The fairy tale was over. What was left was a royal family in ruins. The aftermath, and what's next. In the days that followed, updates about Camilla's health started to come out. She was recovering at a private estate, far from the cameras. Some sources claimed she was heartbroken. Others said she barely spoke. The once powerful queen consort was now a prisoner in her own palace. Whispers of divorce started floating around. People wondered if King Charles could really stay married to someone who brought so much shame to the crown. But the palace stayed silent, at least for now. Camilla's legal team hinted at a possible appeal. They were still fighting, still hoping to clear her name. But deep down, everyone knew. It was over. The bigger picture, however, was scarier. What did this mean for royal accountability? Would future royals also be dragged to court if they messed up? Was this the beginning of the end for the British monarchy? People around the world were watching, waiting, wondering what would happen next. The courtroom may have gone silent, but the questions still remain. What happens next? Will Queen Camilla recover from this shocking moment? And most importantly, what does this sentence mean for the future? One thing is certain, this story is far from over. Make sure to stay updated because there's more to uncover. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next big update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
I'm 75 now, and I can't remember anybody except the Queen being there.
Queen Camilla could not hold back her tears. Sitting there, with cameras pointing at her, the world watched in complete shock. Her voice shook, her hands trembled, and then, she said something that no one ever thought they would hear. Live on TV in front of millions, she made a choice that would change everything. The room was silent, reporters frozen in place, as she struggled to get the words out. What happened that led to this moment? What made her break down in front of the whole world? There are whispers of secrets, hidden struggles, and a truth that has finally come to light. Something big happened behind closed doors. Something that pushed her to the edge. Now, the world is left wondering. Why did Queen Camilla cry? And why did she suddenly decide to walk away? The tensions building inside the royal family. The royal family has been through many storms, but lately things have felt heavier than ever. For Queen Camilla, the pressure kept growing, and it was only a matter of time before something gave way. It all started when Prince Harry released his explosive memoir, Spare. In that book, Harry didn't hold back. He shared personal stories, pain, and secrets that had been buried deep within the palace walls. What hurt the most was that he directly pointed fingers at Camilla. He called her the villain and accused her of leaking stories to the press to boost her image. Those words spread like wildfire, painting Camilla once again as the outsider, the one many people never wanted in the royal family. As if the book wasn't enough, Harry and Meghan dropped their Netflix series. Millions of people tuned in to watch, eager to hear the couple's side of the story. And once again, the royal family, especially Camilla, was dragged through the mud. The series made the royals look cold, heartless, and trapped in tradition. People online started questioning the need for the monarchy in this day and age. Protests against the royal family started happening more often. People took to the streets with banners that read, "Not my queen," and "Abolish the monarchy." The same crowds that once cheered the royals now booed them. There was a shift, a deep, noticeable change in how people viewed the crown. Adding to all this was the health of King Charles. He had missed a few important events, and every time he looked a little tired or pale, the media jumped on it. Rumors flew that the king was unwell, possibly facing something serious. The palace stayed silent, which only made things worse. People started wondering, was Charles strong enough to lead? And if not, was Camilla ready to step in? With all this chaos, Camilla found herself taking on more and more royal duties. She smiled for cameras, attended charity events, and tried to hold the family together. But every move she made was watched, judged, and criticized. People mocked her outfits, picked apart her speeches, and accused her of trying too hard to win public love. It was cruel, and it was relentless. Behind the scenes, things were just as bad. There were whispers of fights within the family. Rumors spread that Prince William and Camilla weren't seeing eye to eye. Some said William blamed Camilla for making things worse with Harry and Meghan. Others said private family dinners were full of tension, cold stares, and silent meals. The royal family, once known for keeping things private, now seemed like it was slowly falling apart in front of the world. The shocking live TV moment. Then came the moment that no one saw coming. The live TV broadcast that left millions speechless. It was supposed to be a simple event. A charity fundraiser, nothing too heavy. Camilla had done hundreds of these before. Cameras were rolling, the crowd was cheering, and everything seemed fine. But if you looked closely, you could see something was wrong. Camilla looked pale, her hands slightly trembling as she held the microphone. Her voice, usually calm and composed, cracked as she started speaking. She talked about duty, family, and the importance of staying strong. But there was something in her eyes, a sadness, a heaviness she could no longer hide. And then, in the middle of her speech, it happened. Her voice broke completely. She paused, trying to gather herself, but the tears started falling. She looked down, then back up, and whispered words that sent shockwaves around the world. "I can't do this anymore. I'm so sorry." There was a moment of silence. Pure, shocking silence. The crowd didn't know what to do. Cameras kept rolling as Camilla, the Queen consort, broke down right there on live television. She wiped her tears but couldn't stop crying. And then came the words no one expected. "I am stepping down. I can't carry this weight anymore." Royal aides rushed to her side, some whispering, others trying to figure out how to cut the feed. But it was too late. The entire world had seen it. Queen Camilla had just resigned, live, raw, and emotional. What pushed Camilla to this breaking point? The question on everyone's mind was simple. What made Camilla break down like that? Many believe it was King Charles's health. Watching the man she loved slowly grow weaker took a toll on her. The pressure of possibly leading alone terrified her. She never wanted the throne. She just wanted to support Charles. But now, it felt like the weight of the crown was crushing her. The endless negative press didn't help either. No matter what she did, Camilla couldn't win. The public still saw her as the other woman, the one who came between Charles and Princess Diana. That image haunted her every day. And when Harry's book and the Netflix series came out, it was like ripping open an old wound that never truly healed. There were also talks of Camilla's own health struggles. Maybe she was dealing with something personal, something we didn't know about. The way she broke down wasn't just about duty. It was about pain, exhaustion, and being human. Some even believed that the constant protests and online hate became too much. Every morning she woke up to headlines calling for her removal. Every event she attended came with boos and angry faces. For anyone, that would be hard. For Camilla, it was unbearable. And maybe, just maybe, something specific happened that night. A word, a look, a memory. Something that finally made her say, enough. The explosion of social media and global reactions. Within minutes of Camilla's resignation, social media went wild. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Every platform was flooded with clips of the moment. Hashtags like Masha Camilla resigns and royal crisis shot to the top of trending lists. Some people were heartbroken. They shared messages of support, calling Camilla brave for showing her emotions. Others admitted they had judged her too harshly and now saw her as a human being, not just a royal figure. But of course, not everyone was kind. Critics accused Camilla of staging the entire thing to gain sympathy. Some said it was a PR stunt to distract from King Charles's health rumors. Memes popped up within hours, mocking her tears and calling the moment the royal meltdown. News channels around the world replayed the footage again and again. Experts gave their takes. Some said it was the beginning of the end for the monarchy. Others believed it was a desperate cry for help from a woman who had been pushed too far. The palace responds. Finally, the palace broke its silence. But the statement they released felt cold, almost robotic. They confirmed that Camilla had stepped down due to personal reasons and would be taking time away from public life. There was no mention of the emotional breakdown, no words of support or sadness. Just a few cold lines typed up and shared with the press. Many felt this was the wrong move. People wanted to see humanity, not another royal protocol response. As for King Charles, sources say he was devastated. Some reports claimed he wanted to speak out, but was stopped by his advisors. After all, showing too much emotion could be seen as weakness, and the monarchy couldn't afford that now. Prince William stayed silent. Meghan and Harry didn't release any statements either, which made people wonder what was really happening behind closed doors. Now the biggest question remains: what happens next? Can Camilla return after such a public resignation? Or is this the final chapter in her royal journey? Some believe she might never be seen in public again. Others think she could quietly retire to a private estate, away from the cameras, the press, and the endless judgment. King Charles now faces his biggest challenge. Can he lead without Camilla by his side? Or will he too consider stepping down? The pressure is mounting, and many believe the monarchy may never recover from this. Public opinion polls taken days after the event showed a huge drop in support for the royal family. People are losing faith. Some are calling for Prince William and Kate to take over. Others believe it's time to end the monarchy once and for all. No matter what happens, one thing is clear. The royal family has been changed forever. The image of Camilla crying, broken and human, is burned into everyone's mind. And for the first time in a long time, people saw the crown not as a symbol of power, but as a heavy burden no one truly wants to carry. Queen Camilla's sudden breakdown and resignation have left everyone with more questions than answers. What really happened behind the scenes? Will more shocking details come out? One thing is clear: this moment will be talked about for years to come.